Hey guys, ReviewTIJ and welcome to a new video. This is episode 9 of the team review series. Today we're doing Ferrari and we're going to have 6 subjects. And what a season it's been for Ferrari, finishing 3rd in the World Constructors' Championship. And on with Ben, of course, again. Hello, Ben.
Hello.
Right, we can get straight into it and I'm going to ask Ben the first question of 6. What do you think the best individual race for both the drivers was and the best team race was?
Without a doubt, the best team race was Spain. Obviously they were over the moon that Alonso won his home race, but Felipe Massa managed to get a 3rd position there, so definitely the best team race. The best individual race, Fernando Alonso, was Spain again. It was his home race. You could just see how happy he was, and I couldn't even comprehend how happy you would feel if you won in your home race. Felipe Massa's best race was Spain as well, because it was his only podium position of the season. But yeah, it was good. Spain was definitely their best race for both the drivers on the team.
Right. I've got nothing else to say on that. Very good description.
Alright, I'll ask you then, which of the drivers do you think was the best this season?
I hate to disappoint some people. Felipe Massa fans I know on Scott. Well, you're probably watching this, but Fernando Alonso was the best driver this year. A lot of podiums. I think that is around about 8 or 9. Yeah, 9 podiums compared to Massa's 1. I think Massa has slipped down as a driver the last couple of years. Obviously with his departure, which we'll talk about soon. But Fernando Alonso is always a solid driver. I think without that retirement in Malaysia, he would have been closer to Vettel. But look at it that way, I mean, Fernando Alonso, I think he's frustrated, as we'll talk about that later as well. But yeah, I think he's the best driver easily. I've got nothing more to say. It's a pretty easy description. You know, he got a lot more podiums and a lot more points than Felipe Massa this year.
Definitely.
Okay, so next question is, what do you think of Felipe's departure to Williams?
Well, it's been inevitable really from the last few years of Massa at Ferrari. He's just not been as good as the team expect him to be. No. He's not been what Ferrari are about. They obviously want to win. He has been a good driver, and I believe he's still a very quick driver. I think he's just lost confidence, to be honest. Do you
think his crash in Hungary in 2009 made his driving a bit worse? Perhaps.
Well, that was a bad crash. I don't know. It's hard to pin it down on a certain thing. I just think he's just lost something that maybe he can find again. Maybe not, but yeah, I think Ferrari needed to get rid of him. Because they want to have a pair of drivers that can win them a Constructors' Championship. That's what the team will be worrying about. But they also want they also want 2 drivers that can challenge for the championship for themselves. Yeah. And they want 2 hungry drivers. I don't think Massa's hungry at the moment. I don't think he wants it enough. But I think I think the straight swap, not the straight swap, what am I on about? I think Massa going to Williams could be a good move. Going back into a kind of mid-pack car, maybe he can do something good with it and surprise a few people. But yeah, nothing really more to say on his departure.
No. So, next question.
What do you think? Do you think Fernando is frustrated with his couple of championships where he's been quite close to?
Definitely. I think he knows the car hasn't been necessarily good enough to challenge the Red Bull of Sebastian Vettel, and I think especially this year being so far ahead of Vettel, there was nothing anybody else could do. And obviously winning those championships in 2005 and 2006, since Vettel's come into the sport, nobody's had any chance. He's just been dominant. Some people say it's the car, some people say it's the driver. I believe it's half car, half driver, but we'll go into that on the last episode of this series at Red Bull. But yeah, last season to miss out so narrowly, I think he was really frustrated. But this year to miss out by so much, I think he's really frustrated. And I think he's shown that to the team in Italy when he couldn't get pole. But, you know, it's a good season for Fernando. 2 wins in the season and a lot of second places and a lot of podiums. So a good season for Fernando. I think he can win the championship next year. The constructors, I think it's between them and Mercedes for the best driver lineup next year. I think they've probably got the best driver lineup with Fernando and Kimi, but we'll talk about that soon in our next question. But yeah, I think he's really frustrated, and I think he wants to push next year for the championship. Any more to say?
No.
Okay, so what I was just saying, just basically on the next question, how do you think Ferrari will fare in 2014 with Kimi Raikkonen joining the team alongside Fernando Alonso?
Well, I think the reason they kept Massa for a few years, even though he wasn't performing as well as Alonso, is because they prefer to have a 1-2 driver setup, where they have a faster driver. But I don't know whether Kimi and Alonso will work well together as a team. I think Kimi might be a bit reckless when he's trying to battle his teammate for a position, maybe, but that's exciting. I don't mind if they do that, but obviously the team will be worrying. I think it will be exciting though, because they do have two drivers that are of the same calibre next year, and I do believe that they might be able to grab the constructors, depending on how well Red Bull and Mercedes do, because I think Mercedes will be strong next year, but we'll talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah.
Nothing really more to say for 2014, to be honest.
No, normally.
So, what's your rating out of 10 for Ferrari?
We've kind of messed this up. I was meant to ask you this, but oh well. I'll answer it. But I think Alonso scores a 8 and Massa scores a 6, purely because of Massa's only one podium. And if you divide 14 by 2, that's a 7. So a 7 out of 10 for Ferrari this year.
Yeah, 7 out of 10, so just under Lotus, but hey.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching, thank you Ben for coming on again, and we'll see you all in Mercedes for episode 10. And please, feel free to like, comment and subscribe to both of our channels if you haven't done already. Thank you guys for watching, I've been Tij, and say bye Ben.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, cockers.